Martin, this is Derek. I saw that Maria and Nick are unable to attend this evening. Are we, did you hear from Mary Carroll?
Derek, this is Mary Carroll.
Perfect.
Can y'all
Perfect.
hear me?
Yes.
Great.
This is Mike Harris. I'm on also.
Great. Well, based on the emails that came out earlier, I think the three of us will be the only board members attending. Is that right, Laura? You're still muted.
That is correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Well, it is 6 o'clock, and given that we know that Nick and Maria will not be able to attend, why don't we go ahead and call this meeting of the Little Rock Citizens Review Board to order. I know it's been a while since we've all gotten together, and while we don't have any cases that need to be reviewed, we thought it would be a good idea to have a final meeting for the year to talk about just a couple of things that are upcoming. But before we do that, why don't we review the minutes from our last meeting of June 3rd, 2021. I know that Mary Carroll circulated those previously, and we will certainly entertain a motion to approve those, or if there are any corrections, we can address that as well. Now, Mary Carroll and Mike, you were the only two other board members, so one of you will have to make the motion and the other will have to.
I made the motion to approve the minutes. I looked over them earlier.
All right, it's been moved. Mary Carroll, I'll take you as a second. Any opposed? If not, we will consider the minutes approved. So really the purpose of tonight's meeting was to just plan for an annual update of the training we all had when we initially started. You'll recall that when we were preparing our annual report last summer and last spring, one of the things we all as a group agreed that would be beneficial would be to have an update to the training regularly. And so I thought, why don't we get together and talk a little bit about, one, when we want to schedule that or try to schedule it, and two, sort of if there are any specific topics we would like to have discussed, or if it's really just an update on any changes in policies or procedures within the department since our last training. And so with that, I guess the first thing on timing, I was thinking either January or February, depending of course upon when the folks from the department can be available. But Mike, and we'll visit with Maria and Nick about their schedules as well. But Mike, Mary Carroll, any thoughts on when we might want to try to schedule this?
Probably February. I know January, everybody will just be coming back off, Christmas break, holidays, and I'm sure everybody will be trying to, get in the swing of things, and anything that's kind of being implemented or done will be going through at that point. So I think February will probably be a pretty good time.
Okay.
At the calendar, if it were January, it would be the 6th, but with the recommendation of February, that would be February 10th. And you will make the decision. The board obviously will make the decision, but that will give us time to have all of our commanders in place and to have a recommendation of the type of training that we think will be beneficial. Secondly, Chair Smith, we do have two cases that I know that are pending. They are still in the process of the civil service review and possibly other litigation, but both have been recommended to the Citizens Review Board for review, and those cases have been out there for a while. So
Okay,
just let you know, you do have some cases. They just have not made their way to the board yet.
okay, so they could be coming. Very
Yes, sir.
good.
Absolutely.
Well, unless I hear something different, why don't we think about targeting February 6th for our
10th. February
training?
10th.
One other thing to mention in the February 6th meeting, I think, and we can confirm this, but I think our bylaws require new officer of the board elections to occur at that February meeting. So either if it's either January or February, so that's just one thing to remember and keep in mind for that meeting. As far as topics, any, I don't necessarily have anything specifically I'd like to hear beyond just updates on any changes that might have occurred in the last year or so. But certainly, Mike, Mary Carol, if there are things that you specifically want to hear about, I'm sure we can coordinate with Miss Martin and make sure those items are covered.
I guess without same here, I really don't have a specific topic, just anything updated that might be taking place. And then I guess too would kind of help us looking at maybe I guess anything if they've made any changes regarding what they discussed with us over like the mental health, what they do in those areas, or maybe if anything has been changed or updated in regards to like the community policing. I feel those will tie into a few of the things that we might, just kind of forward thinking as far as like cases, might relate or tie in.
And with that said, I would like to add that since our last meeting, the department has hired a full-time social worker, and she's working specifically with the unsheltered community and those in the community with mental health issues. So I think bringing her on and letting her talk just about some of the strategies and policies that we have related to that area will be very helpful for the board as they review cases. So she's definitely a person that we need to slate for one of your next meetings, possibly the January meeting.
Maybe the January.
Yeah, and that's the 6th. And for clarification, the other February's is on the 10th, February 10th. Nope, maybe the 3rd in 22. Yeah, February 3rd will be that meeting. January 6th and February 3rd are the first two meetings of the year.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
I'm fine with that as well. So yeah, I'm good.
Same for me. Same for me.
It's good that you brought that up. One of the other things that I will ensure that you get in the January meeting will be the policy changes, because you all went through all of the policies in your initial training, but there have been updates to them, and I need to get those to you.
Great. Great. So you could get the written changes to us for the January meeting, and we could have staff come in and talk about those in February. Is that what we're thinking?
Absolutely, yes.
Mary Carol, you're mighty quiet. And I guess she wants to stay that way. Do we have any other, that was really the only thing that I had on the agenda for tonight, is just to sort of touch base about the updated training. And since we don't have any cases to review, there was nothing else there. Is there anything else that anyone else or anything else that anyone wishes to discuss this evening?
Derek, this is Mary Carroll. I wanted to apologize. I've been talking the whole meeting, but I've been on mute.
Well, why don't you take this opportunity to say whatever it was you've been saying?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have told on myself. But the one thing that I think is important that I had to say is that in reviewing the bylaws prior to this meeting, February is when we have to elect new officers. And the only rule I saw is that the chair could not serve 2 consecutive years.
I am very much aware of that one.
And happy, probably.
But that's all I had to say. And the training, I would be interested in the updates, and I think the social worker being hired is really exciting. So I look forward to that too. And that's all I have.
All right.
To that end, Mary Carroll, and to the chair and Michael as well, I did receive an email this morning that both Maria Smedley and Michael Harris did apply for reappointment to the board. So it looks like, the board will be essentially the same when you make your decisions and vote in February for your chair.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, that's good to hear. Mike, I'm glad to hear that you reapplied, and we'll say the same to Maria as soon as I see your exchange communications with her. Well,
I'm very pleased with that too, Derek.
yes, very happy. Well, then I guess, Ms. Martin, I guess we will plan for January 6th, and hopefully, again, we'll look forward to, assuming we don't have any cases to discuss, we'll look forward to receiving the written updates to the policies and procedures, and hopefully hearing from the department's new social worker at that meeting. And then in February, we will plan for new officer elections as well as the more formal updated training.
Okay.
One other thing before we got done, did we get any update as far as like the FBI training?
So that one is, I think the FBI training, they're trying to figure out how they conduct a training in a public setting. I mean, because our board is a city board and our meetings have to be conducted in a public setting, they're trying to figure out how they would conduct their training in such a setting. So nothing's been scheduled, and that's kind of on hold for a little bit.
Okay.
Anything else we need to address this evening?
Not on my end.
All right, very good. Well, if not, we'll follow up with Maria and Nick, make sure they know the schedule for January and February. And otherwise, unless we have anything else, we'll adjourn. I wish everyone a happy holiday season and look forward to working with you next year.
Sir, happy holidays, everyone.
All right.
Happy holidays.
Thank
See
you.
you next year. Bye-bye.
Here. Goodbye.